Hey, I got you some things to help you get a little more comfortable.
Elgin, please, just let me go.
Sit down. You're not gonna hurt anyone. Okay, fine. Then put it down.
I saw a comment. Somebody said Elgin's the type of guy to steal your wallet, then help you try to find it.
Because he sure did come up there and was like, do you need a search party person? And I'm just like, this dude.
And then to team up with the person that you got his wife locked in somebody's basement.
The crazy thing is that Ellis is not even picking up on what's not clicking.
Go from wanting to put her out for her just acting funny, and now she killed somebody, and now you want to help hide the situation. I just think it's like really,
And nobody's going in that box at this point.
Nobody's going in the box.
And my question is, what the hell did this kimono lady say to him that has him thinking that everything he's doing is for the greater good? What do y'all think about that?
She said, I'm going to give you some cat, Elgin. I'm going to give you some booty.
The cooter.
I'm gonna give you...
Hello, and welcome to another special edition of the New Watchers on the Wall. I'm Lansing.
Candace.
Margot.
And we got our special guest with us, Margot. And I know it's a little bit late than typically, but we had to work on some stuff this weekend. But of course, we had to get our from town conversation popping.
You just refuse to call it Fromley Meeting, and it's really messing with me.
My bad.
It's an awesome name. Just use it. It's okay that it came from me.
All right, the Fromley Meeting, as she wants to call it. But we want to do a couple of things. We want to talk about our favorite moments. We're going to talk about some of our burning questions, and we're going to analyze that new trailer that they released. So, guys, what was a standout moment for you in this particular episode?
Okay, so for me, the standout was when Victor was inside of the root cellar, and at the same time, you see the lady in the kimono lady is covering. She's like telling her to shh. My thing was, why are we listening to an entity? We're not shushing. What do you mean? And she climbs on top of her. So, like we were talking about earlier, this is the first time we've seen like an entity or an apparition be able to touch and manipulate or do anything to somebody. So while that's happening, Victor's outside reminiscing about his mom, and how he really feels bad about, like, he feels like he's responsible for sending her to that tree and her getting murdered. And then outside, Tabitha has, she's trying to comfort Victor, and she keeps feeling these deja vu.
Yes, exactly right.
And so that was a big moment. Kind of like last episode, the big moment was when Victor realized that he was hearing a conversation between the boy in white and Christopher. So those two things were really big for me. In those, we got a lot of information, even though nothing was being really said. But that was one of mine.
Okay. How about yours, Margot?
I will probably say Victor finally acknowledged what we were thinking when we saw that trailer, when the little boy in white was like, stop! And who I shout out to one of my fellow people, to where they were like, I call him the teen in white now. Shout out to you. And Victor was like, you look different. And he's like, everything's changing. Of course I'm different. So,
you know what? I wish he would have been like, I'm going through puberty. What do you expect? Like, just to like hit the, it's just kind of like a joke now. Like, even Ethan is getting a little bit older looking. And they're trying so hard to make him look like a baby, and it's not working.
So that was my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, his voice was like super deep. I got a couple, and I'm gonna pose some questions to y'all while I talk about mine.
Pull up your notes.
So one of my favorite moments was Elgin, right? And he is becoming a very weird and interesting person at the exact same time. When he walked in there and Fatima was locked in that room, and he was like, I brought some of your things for you.
So creepy.
The Delulu.
Yeah, straight up delusional. Like,
Yeah.
and his whole demeanor is like, yeah, I brought you a dress and I brought you some things that you can eat so you can get comfortable and feel comfortable down here. And I'm like, at no point in your mind and your brain are you saying what I'm doing is crazy and it doesn't make sense. But in particular, he really thinks he's making a difference. And my question is, what the hell did this kimono lady say to him that has him thinking that everything he's doing is for the greater good? What do y'all think about that?
She said, "I'm gonna give you some cat, Elgin. I'm gonna give you some booty.
The cooter.
I'm gonna give you some cooter cat." No, I think Elgin has a hero complex
Mm-hmm.
just from like a lot of the conversations she had with Tilly and with other people and Sarah. I think he has a hero complex, kind of like Kenny,
Mm-hmm.
but he's more he's able to be more malleable, I think, because we did have a conversation about how come Kenny's never had any interaction with any, entity, probably because he is of strong mind, right? So I think
Mhm.
Elgin has that going for him. I think he really believes that he is doing the right thing. He is helping people, and that's why he's doing that hero complex in him.
Yeah, and there's a lot of conversations that's being had between Elgin and Kimono Lady that we're not seeing,
Mhm.
because the only time we actually see them talking together versus her leading him and her trying to kill him in the tub
Right.
was in the clip in this episode when he said, "So this is where it happens."
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time we hear him talking back to her. We don't
Yep.
hear her replying. So them putting that in there makes me think that there are other conversations that these two have been having to convince him so much
Yeah.
that he thinks that he's doing the right thing.
Maybe she's showing him visions, and that's leading him to believe that, oh, this is gonna help us get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody said I saw a comment. Somebody said Elgin's the type of guy to steal your wallet, then help you try to find it.
Because he sure did come up there and was like, "Do you need a search party person?" And I'm just like, this.
And then to team up with the person that you
Right.
got his wife
Diabolical.
locked in somebody's basement.
The crazy thing is that Ellis is not even picking up on like what's not clicking, Steven? This man is dropping clues, like big clues, and at no point he was just like, "You just got here, you just met my wife. Why? What do you mean?" Like, I don't know. He has the face of a person who it's kind of like, I don't want to say a weirdo, but where you immediately want to ask like, "Yo, how you notice? Like, why are you, So
Yeah, he's completely changed. He spent literally 70% of this season just staring at walls, going to sleep.
Or has he always been this way?
I think he's always been this way, because remember when we first see him, one, he threw up in the charter bus and he was screaming. That was number one. Number two, how he introduced himself to Boyd, how he was just out there in the darkness and then he finds the boxcar and then he knocks on there and it's like, "Hey, what's up?" And then three, for again, like we said last week, for Victor to say, "I don't trust him."
Mhm.
When has Victor ever said that?
Ever said, "I don't trust anybody"?
Yep.
Right?
Never.
Even the people that he's had qualms with and so on and so forth, even with Ethan going in his room and stuff
even
like
when
that.
he pulled the gun out on
Randall.
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 He never said, "I don't trust Randall." He just
No.
pulled a gun out on him. But that to me, that was a big clue.
Mhm.
And they never had any interaction with it. It would make sense if Elgin got in his way like Randall did, but they've never had any interaction. He's just like looking down at me like, "I don't trust him."
Mhm. There was a couple more shocking moments, and I'm gonna throw this to y'all. And we kind of somewhat had this conversation before. What did y'all think about Donna making the decision that, yeah, you know what, we're not going to tell that Fatima killed this woman because I like to remember her the way she was, and she grows great weed. To me, it's like, once again, that burning question.
Cop out. That was just a cop out.
It was a cop out, but to me, it's that burning question that we've had this entire season, which is, who gets to gatekeep the information that gets shared in the town, and is it fair? Because Boyd, they killed the monster. They didn't tell nobody that they killed the monster. Just different bits of information they're not sharing. I don't think Boyd has still told anybody that he made it to saw that lighthouse or anything. So what do y'all think about Donna saying, "No, I'm a hide this lie with you"?
Let's play devil's advocate for a second, right? Let's
for
just say what she said could potentially be true. If the town finds out that it was Fatima, she was a lot of people's, what do they call it?
Proxy.
Right? So she made the weed for everybody. Her and Ellis are kind of like the la-di-da-di-da, basically the second representatives of Colony House.
Yep.
Do you guys think what she said about this making the town fall apart is true?
But your question, because I argued with this with Carter for like 20 minutes about this, and he said that one of the burdens of having leadership is sometimes not telling people the truth because they can't handle the truth. And I said, "Damn!" I'm like, but this woman is a murderer. Like she killed somebody, and I'm like, I do get it that some things you may not want to share, like that you killed a monster, but I would think people have a right to know that this woman killed somebody.
Yeah, I don't believe in withholding information from people, even if it's scary, even if it's bad. So I feel like her doing that was really selfish, and I would have liked to see that continuation in her character where she did the right thing because she has people in Colony House to protect. You can't. What happens if we find her and we bring her back to Colony House? What conversations are we gonna have about, okay, well, I gotta protect my people? No, you can't do that now.
Do you think that she would let them back in Colony House? Like, do you think her doing this ploy with Boyd is her fully accepting Fatima back? Like, do you feel like she won't set any boundaries, or is she just doing this to keep Fatima from the box?
That's a good question because in a couple episodes ago, Donna was like, "This bitch gotta go." That like she literally was like having a conversation with Boyd, like she gotta go, and then to completely switch up the script, and that was at the time when Donna didn't know she killed anyone. That was just because Fatima was acting funny, and then how do you go from wanting to put her out for her just acting funny, and now you know she killed somebody, and now you want to help hide the situation? I just think it's like really,
And nobody's going in that box at this point.
Nobody's going in the box.
Nobody's there.
Not anymore.
They just need to create a new rule. I think the new box is the bus. I don't know.
Yeah, the new box is.
And then what did you guys think? I thought that this was another pivotal moment, that blood scene when Fatima started to drink the blood. I thought that was a pivotal scene. What are you guys' thoughts about that scene?
I don't really think it's that pivotal. I mean, it just seems like a natural progression in the script of her being able to drink the blood. Now all of a sudden, now she's showing because she's drinking the blood or
that's pivotal.
I don't know. I guess while I was watching it, remember I was like, "Oh, this is Breaking Dawn. This is so Breaking Dawn.
Literally.
This is so Twilight." That's what's in my mind when I'm seeing this. So I can't separate the two.
Yeah.
Over break, we're gonna watch Breaking Dawn, babe, so you can see what we're talking about.
And what were your thoughts, Margot, on that?
It was the same. I felt bad for Fatima in that moment because she really didn't want to. Like, she really, really didn't want to. And it was the fact that Elgin was forcing that forcing that jar onto her. And then his little spiel of, "You were my proxy. You helped me. Let me help you. Let me do this for you. It'll go faster. Da 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 da." I'm just like, that's serial killer talk.
Yeah,
like,
it's very rapey.
Yeah, like it's giving Joe on you. Like, I'm doing this for you. I'm helping you out.
Have you ever seen You?
Mm-mm.
That's another thing we gotta watch.
Yeah.
But it just really he's no, I won't say he's done a complete 180. I think he's the perfect Creek person who has that hero complex of trying to save people and through in just trying to feed something within himself, and then at the same time, I think this is doing something for him.
Yeah,
psychologically. I don't think it's just the lady, the kimono lady.
I think it's him trying to hold on to the memory of his grandmother as well, because his grandmother was telling him all these stories of like the amazing people in the Bible and what they did and da 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 da. So as somebody commented on the live last week, they said, well, Elgin's not really scared of the kimono lady because of when he told us the story of when his grandma was like, well, why do you think they always said fear not when an angel appeared and da 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 da? So there's that, and then maybe this is him just trying to hold on to the memory of his grandmother, because remember, he was still doing that crochet stuff and
Mhm.
knitting stuff and doing the things that reminded him of back home and talking about his grandmother. So maybe, like you said, this complex, he feels like he's putting himself in one of the biblical stories.
Right.
A couple of things that stood out to me about it was, to me, there was somewhat of a revelation in that the reason why Fatima stomach wasn't growing and maybe why the machine couldn't see it was that she was fighting the growth of it, because sh- she was trying to fight from eating that stuff. She didn't want to eat it. Go ahead and open her door, because she just gonna make a bunch of noise. Go ahead and let the dog out. But to me, it was like it indicated that the reason why she wasn't growing in the first place was she was fighting it, and now that she has that blood and she's been drinking the blood, we see her stomach growing exponentially. You know what I'm saying? Not even a day or two went by, and this girl is 8 or 9 months pregnant. But this is what I'm thinking. Elgin, even if the kimono lady was telling you you're about to help the town, in what world does feeding somebody blood mean that this is going to be a positive thing that comes from this, right? Now, I can understand if he's feeding her regular, let's just say the kimono lady said kidnap her and feed her regular fruits and vegetables. I can see how Elgin might come to the conclusion that I'm making a difference. But you're feeding this chick blood like she's a damn vampire.
You in the
What makes you
bathroom.
think that this is a good plan?
Yeah.
And I don't understand why Elgin is not talking to the only other person in town who has the connection with the monsters, which is Sarah.
Yeah.
Like, you already kind of established that. How are you scared of Sarah after you found out she killed somebody, and you're not scared of this entity that's literally telling you to drain your own blood?
Yeah,
Like,
and you're kidnapping people.
And you're going for, like, I just don't like, we'll probably never figure out what she said, because, and we talked about this earlier, we wish that they would allow us to see what those conversations Elgin is having with Kimono Lady, because damn, this chick got you kidnapping somebody, she got you draining your own blood, and she got you feeding the blood to somebody, and you're still following through with this plan. And he's like, we're helping the baby, we're helping the town. That's some crazy shit to me.
He is the worst, like, pro-lifer. Like, the worst kind.
Like, I don't know what that guy got going on. So I think it's a good time to maybe transition into some of our burning questions. What are some burning questions? You had a couple good ones, Margo. What are some of your burning questions?
One I did talk to Candace about when she put me in my place a little bit. I was like, why is nobody asking questions? When Elgin was like, it's not your baby, I would have been like, well, whose baby is it?
Exactly.
Like, it's grown inside of me. How did it get in here? Whose baby is it? That's number one. And then number two, I feel like when Ellis and Elgin had that conversation, he could have capitalized more on it to where it'd be like, well, how is this going to be helpful? Not just saying, don't talk to me, this is too much. Like, how is this going to be helpful? So those were some of my two that I really felt like they should have talked about more.
Yeah. I because like you were saying, I wanted to see that off screen for sure. You had one?
Oh, no, go ahead.
But one of my questions that I have is, what's happening with Randall? His whole persona has changed now. When he first got there, it seemed like he was ready to try to capture or kill a monster. We saw him going on those escapades with Jim with the drone. They were kind of strategizing, planning. And then this episode, when Jim had a conversation with him, we saw him say, look, basically, I don't think we're going to make it out of this town. You need to take your damn child driving and show her how to drive, because he doesn't think that they're going to make it out of the town.
That was his way of telling him you need to spend time with your daughter.
Yeah.
But I think it's that. But I think that he's pessimistic now and thinking that they're not going to escape the town. And to me, the town seems to find the weakest links to make them do stuff for them. We
Mm-hmm.
see it happening with Elgin.
Mm-hmm.
Could Randall be one of those weak links that they make a bargain with? Because the town has been bargaining with people. They bargained with Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
They bargaining with Elgin. And we got some stuff going on with Randall with these damn cicadas and stuff now back again. So I'm definitely, curious about that.
One of my burning questions, it's not from this episode, but last episode, and it just, what did Julie see when she was in the caves looking, when she heard Victor and her mother? Like, what did she see, and how come she didn't have that conversation with her mom?
Right.
You would think that because her mom has seen some things, it's having these premonitions, like that's something that she can tell you, that's something that you share,
Yeah.
right?
I'm wondering if she didn't, because she did reveal some of it when she was alone with her mom. So I think that relationship with her and her dad is just not there to where she can trust to tell him things. Sorry, the dog.
There's no, like you were saying, there's no trust built up with her dad.
Right.
Even Patrick, you were saying like, or was it you saying that Jim was like, oh, giving his wife a kiss? Okay, I'll take
Oh
Ethan.
yeah, did y'all peep that? Literally, when they were like, okay, we're gonna split up in two, Jim was like, I'll take Ethan, you take Julie. Jim literally kissed his wife, didn't say nothing to his daughter, and just left.
And like remember I said, Julie hurt his feelings. Hurt his little feelings.
Yeah.
And everybody's hurting his little feelings because everybody has something to say about his parenting. Well, not
or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof. But like telling him you need to spend time with your go teach your daughter how to drive and where are your kids? I can't raise your I mean, it's just so much going on. Even Henry is giving advice about like listen to your wife. Like he's probably feeling really inadequate right now.
Yeah, and that's probably why Julie didn't want to say anything, because what she saw was very scary, and so her telling that would put her in a vulnerable place. And to have somebody not listen to you and support you and say you're crazy and try to gaslight you is the last thing she needed. So she was like, I'm not going to say nothing. And then an opportunity presented itself, and then she told her mom.
Yeah, the right person.
The right person.
If y'all had to guess, why do you think they brought Christopher and Jasper back into this episode? Because now we know that Jasper was not talking, because that was a revelation that we got. But here it is. Jade is up there creating his own bottle tree, climbing that tall ass ladder. And guess who's sitting on top of the roof up there? What do y'all think that was about?
Tell me, dear.
Okay, so y'all have been talking about this theory for a while, and I know y'all have been talking about it too, to where there's something with the Farway tree, right? But I think we said it early on that they made it known to give her the lunchbox, Tabitha the lunchbox when she went through. So I've been seeing a lot of theories out there, and I thought this myself, that maybe because Tabitha had an address on the lunchbox, when she went through the Farway tree, she was able to go to that address, right? So I know when we were talking, you were saying about, okay, well, there might be like a time element or something with like the time periods, right?
Right, yeah. Like those papers that were inside of the bottles could be dates.
Could be dates.
Future dates, past dates.
Yes.
That kind of could explain why we see was it the Civil War soldiers?
Yeah.
And the red
and the nurse.
Right. So
yeah. So since those bottles have dates, I know you were saying maybe certain people put those dates there for a reason, so that you could possibly take down the bottle, go into the Farway tree, and it might put you back in time, or it might put you to some of those dates that they wrote down, right? So I think that the reason why we saw Christopher and Jasper together specifically, because remember, Jade has seen Jasper before and he's done his little scream scare thingy. He hasn't seen Christopher and Jasper together to my knowledge. Maybe he did, but I missed it. So I think the reason why he saw them together was because he was messing with a bottle tree. And the little boy in white, the same episode, the teen in white, this episode just said, well, I tried to help Christopher and it didn't work.
He didn't listen.
Okay. And so with that Faraway tree, we were also talking about this earlier, and a little bit earlier, was that when have we ever seen a monster run to kill somebody?
We haven't.
We haven't. But in the last episode, Smiley ran his little white tail over
tackled
there
her ass.
to
Tackled.
tackle her ass. So, and he did that when she was right close to the Farway tree. So there has to be some connection with the bottle tree, the Farway tree, the boy in white, Christopher. I think it all has to be connected, because why would they show us Jasper and Christopher together next to Jade at the bottle tree with the Farway tree with the episode and all that? That's what I think. There has to be something connected.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then this would be our final question, and we can get into the trailer. They showed us that Boy's Parkinson came back, and I'm wondering why they chose to do that, because it brings me back to Martin, and Martin giving him the worms, and it almost seemed like Martin gave him the worms like he was equipping him with some type of weapon. And when he did have the worms, it seemed like for a short period of time, the Parkinson's had gone away. So what do y'all think is up with that? Why are they showing Boyd with the Parkinson's again? Do you guys think? Because what do y'all think that might be? Because they made it seem like the worms are going to be like a valuable weapon. They spent all that time getting the bile out. You know, he had gave him the worms, and you know, them trying to make it seem like it was a great thing. And now it's like it seemed like it was all for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like you
I think it was. I mean, you're rolling your eyes, I know, but I think he's not the only one with the worms. Sarah has the worms too.
well, them things be talking in it, yeah.
Yeah. So what would be? I don't think the worms and the Parkinson's are connected. I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
But
I feel like the worms affected Boyd differently physically than they did Sarah. Because Boyd, we saw him going like this when he had the worms. This is Parkinson's. So maybe Sarah had the worms. It just writes things in her arms and she feels pain sometimes. She's never going like this. So it could be that the worms and the Parkinson's just manifested itself that way because that's what he has is versus Sarah. She doesn't have anything. So I don't know.
Because, and I guess I bring it up too because the town appears to heal people quickly.
Yeah.
Right? When Ethan, that tree was in his leg, he healed up in no time. Who else got hurt? Jim. He had a whole house fall on his ass. And a couple days later, he was walking around fine.
Yeah.
Why
Tabitha fell through the floor.
Yeah. Why isn't Boyd not healed? Why is the town not have, because it seems to have these special healing powers.
Maybe it's part of that tactic messing with him, with him, you know, he said that the town wants him to suffer almost. Like the town keeps trying to break him down. Part of breaking down is your body breaking down. He's becoming not only is he becoming a person who was a leader in the town, a person that people can't trust because he's withholding information. He's also breaking down mentally. This place is breaking him down. He's lost important people. He's seen somebody get tortured. He had to kill his wife. This is just the physical part of his body being breaking down. His psyche is breaking down. His body is breaking down.
I can dig that. Do y'all think Kenny's gonna die this season? Because they spent a long time with Boyd and Kenny when they were in the forest and
the deputy thing.
Yeah, they like. Well, I don't want to. Well, you can keep your deputy badge, but I don't mind. You can keep your sheriff's badge, but I don't mind being your deputy again.
Because Boyd was telling him, you might need to take over this town because Acosta's too
hot-headed.
Right? She's too gun ho.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me wonder: is he gonna get killed? Because, or is Boyd gonna die? I mean, we wouldn't know. I mean, the show is based off of him, but they spent a lot of time emphasizing that relationship rebuilding and repair, and him being, a deputy all again, and them kind of making amends. And I'm wondering, is Kenny not going to be around to take on that role or whatever the case may be? I just thought it
Yeah.
was interesting that they spent all that
Or
time.
like you said, it could be Boyd because Boyd revealed a lot of stuff this episode. One, he revealed it seemed like he was getting stuff off of his chest.
Yeah.
He revealed that he had Parkinson's. He revealed to Ellis that the monsters made him watch Kenny's mom.
Yep.
He said, Kenny, you might need to take over. It might not be now. It might not be later. Him and Donna had that conversation. So it seems like he's getting a lot of things off of his chest, which usually happens when you know you're about to die.
Yeah, and that's what I'm wondering. Like, cause I have a feeling because I've been saying it. Like they kept saying that there's gonna be some major deaths. We've had how many deaths have we had this season?
So far, you had Tien Chen,
Mhm.
you
She
had
died.
Dale,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and Tilly. That's
And the
it.
girl who got shot by
Oh,
Costa.
right, but
but I was and those are good. But I'm wondering in terms of people that we've fell in love with,
Impactful.
right? Tin Chin was one of them. Even though Dale died, I don't feel like it was impactful that he was stuck in a pool. But nobody really had a relationship with Dale like we had with Mrs. Chen,
Right.
or like we had with
Mhm.
some of the other people that died earlier in the season. And that's what makes me wonder: are we going to see Kenny die? Like I don't know why I've always felt like Kenny might die this season, because I think that that's one way to really get to Boyd, either Kenny or Ellis dying. And I feel like that's a way to really get to him. And those are characters that we have a vested, interest in.
or Fatima, she might not survive this
Yeah.
murder birth.
And
or-
then seeing his son, like we predicted episode 1 or 2 when we said they were parallel, they're breaking Boyd down by getting to his son. Maybe him seeing his son completely break down is what does it for him too.
yeah.
That's I'm curious to see where they're gonna take that. So let's go ahead and then we'll discuss the trailer, after we watch it. And I know we haven't said
I've
it.
seen this, but I'm wondering did the worms tell Sarah it's Ellis? It's Ellis. Go check on Ellis.
Yeah, why?
Not Ellis, Elgin.
Yeah. She's like, is Fatima
Because
okay?
they're all looking at him like,
Let's see.
Decide right now who you are.
This place, it doesn't give, it takes.
Are you okay?
No, I don't think any of us are gonna be.
You said that you were gonna let this place break you. This place is one.
So so let's just a play by play as what we're seeing. So they're at the Colony House, and like what you guys are saying, it looks like they're looking at Elgin and they have some suspicions about him.
yeah, because he's probably carrying another bag of
Her stuff, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, what's going on here, bro? And we see Ellis. He's got a interesting look on his face. Then of course we see Jay playing the violin and stuff like that. Why do y'all think he's doing that?
I wonder if Victor asked him to again.
Yeah, like as like a memory, because it did look in. If we keep going a little bit further, it looked like he was bending down to two, and he was with Henry. 2 rocks in the ground that might be like grave markers that he made for his mom and his sister. And remember, Victor asked Jay to play that song his mom used to play, right? Because wasn't his mom? Didn't she play violin or did she sing? I think
that was her violin.
Yeah, that was her violin, and he asked Jay to play for her. So it seems like they're having like a little service. Maybe I'm not sure.
A service, or maybe how there's like the concept of music therapy.
Oh,
So they could be kind of doing like a seance in a sense, to where they're making her. He's playing that to see if anything comes up to
Because
Tabitha and Miranda.
They're saying things. Why wouldn't Miranda be one of the people that pops up like Father Cautry, or like why wouldn't he be like she pop up and give more information about what was going on?
I like what you said, because when I saw it, I was wondering, was he calling to something or someone? And I like what you said, because I was like, is he calling to the Kui children? I like what you said about him possibly maybe calling to someone. Then we got Father Cautry. Looks like he's giving another motivational speech to Boyd. And I'm wondering why Boyd is in the it looks like he's inside of
The shed.
The
right?
shed again.
the shed again where Mrs. Chin died. And I would wonder why he would be there. Is he getting a weapon? Is he like, why is he there? Because of all the places to be in the town right now, why is that the place you'd be? And then like you were saying, Candace, Victor's bent over. It looks like he's looking at these some rocks. And then of course he has Henry with him. And like you said, maybe they're looking at some graves or a grave site or something like that, or it's some kind of a marker. Then we see Sarah.
Is that the same? I might be getting too analytical. I'm like, is that the same wallpaper we just saw Ellis with? So is Sarah now in Colony House? She's not at her own house?
Well, I think Sarah's giving him some information. You know?
Or Sarah could be talking to Elgin. Maybe Elgin finally tells her, or somehow maybe the monsters told Sarah, hey, you might need to talk to Elgin. And maybe she goes over to Colony House to talk to Elgin or Ellis, something like that. Because that does look like the same wallpaper.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, because I think that they're going to find out because, well.
Because she's saying the monsters, they don't give, they take. So she's like, listen, every time I listen to them.
She's probably talking to Elgin about the baby. He's probably just like, oh, you know, we're getting the baby. They're going to give us a chance, opportunity to leave it. And she's just like, I've been probably telling them, I've been where you are. This is not going to end well. This is not, it's kind of like you said, Patrick, like, why would something that's trying to help you have this, you making this person drink blood and things, right?
Yeah.
Dragging him down the stairs.
Dragging him down the stairs, yeah.
Then we got Jim. Let's see what he's talking about. And then we see all these monsters back again.
That looks like the back of somebody's
head. Yeah, I'm trying to see who that might could be, and they doing that on purpose so we can't see who it is. But it definitely looks like they're looking at someone. What location does it look like they're into, y'all?
In the tunnels.
In the tunnels. Because is that a drawing behind him?
Because we did. You know what? What if the reason Boyd is going down there is to maybe get some weapons or to get something to go down here? Because I think later on in the trailer, and then finally, she asks Marielle, "Are you okay?" And she says no. So all along, I guess Marielle has not been doing okay.
Suffering in silence.
But if she was good at masking her addiction very well. So maybe she's really good at not telling people how she really doing, which is poorly.
And then we see Randall going through something. Those cicadas and those monsters have really been getting to him. And, you know, leave a comment below, guys. What do y'all think? Do y'all think Randall's going to become the man in the yellow? There's a lot of stuff out there floating around about that.
I think Randall is really going through, because not only is he having those visions, the cicadas and stuff, you know, the monsters got a hold to him. God knows what they said or did to him, you know? So he's really suffering.
And I wonder what Muriel is hearing, because we know Julie is hearing the screaming. Randall is hearing the cicadas. What is Muriel hearing?
That is a great question.
Because
she's hiding it. She sure is. She's hiding something. And I, like you said, I wonder what it is. And then we see Fatima. It looks like she's going into labor. Which is I don't know, man. I think they're gonna flip the script on it. I don't think she's having a monster. What do y'all think she's having? If you had to guess.
I thought it was a vessel baby, because I didn't think the kimono lady could physically touch somebody like that. But now that she can physically restrain people, I have no idea.
I do not know.
I have no idea.
Because I feel like it would be too easy if she popped out a monster. Like I don't think From would do that to us. Do y'all think that they would do that to us, where she pop out a monster, or would it be a regular person?
What else could it be?
Because we know it's the kimono lady's baby. Because Elgin said, you are having a baby, it's just not yours. So is it a baby monster, or is it whatever this kimono lady entity is? Is it her species? I don't know. How
did the species get in?
That's why didn't Fatima ask, well, whose baby is it and how did it get inside of me?
Yeah, because I would be having a hell of a because who else you got to talk to? Elgin got your ass hemmed up down here. I would be asking that motherfucker all kind of questions.
Yeah.
Who is it? What is it? Why is it?
Like play the situation better.
And then we see he's playing the violin, and here it looks like he's shocked at what he's saying while he's playing it. Did something
Mhm.
come?
So I think something might have came.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then
definitely could have been Seance.
and then it looks like something's coming when you see Tabitha's face. It looks
Maybe
like
it's
she's
all the
shocked at what
children.
she's seeing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's all the children.
Maybe the children came. And then look, we see Boyd, he's back in the tunnel. I think he's going to go
Boyd,
get
it never
whoever.
learns.
But I think he's going to save whoever was stuck in the tunnel with the monsters. I think that, earlier, and I think that's maybe why he went in that shed. Was he getting weapons? But once again, he's got this fucking gun out. This gun doesn't do anything, bro. Like, if you're down here with these monsters, the gun doesn't do anything. Unless,
The vial bullets.
that's... because I guess maybe he is going to kill a monster this season. Maybe he goes down there and he's able to kill a monster somehow. But because I'm like, why do you have this gun out? Unless he's going after a person. Is Elgin down here? So because like the monsters can't be killed.
Yeah. Okay, they could have made like some type of bow and arrow and dipped the arrow in the vial, and that because besides the last episode we saw with Smiley running, we know they don't run. So if you far away, you got a good amount of time to go like this and just like if you just had the vial pouch right here, dip it and just Legolas like just
Look, you ain't even got to dip it that hard because people that use arrows, if you soak a tip of an arrow with poison, the residue is still on there.
Mhm.
It's not like it's gonna go away. Like that whole dunking a bullet was so stupid. Heat, friction, all of the things that go on when you shoot a firearm and discharge a firearm, like that was never gonna work. Like you said, serrating it with a knife, even having a knife and putting
Even a
having
knife.
a knife, an arrow where you could dunk it in there and slash them and serrate them with it. Like that would have made a lot more, and they could have tested their theory with the bow and arrow because you could have been on top of a roof, shoot it, see if it works because you don't want to expose yourself. But he's going in this tunnel and he's got this damn gun, and I'm like, who are you about to shoot with this gun? Unless it's a person. I mean, because I don't know, man. Because he does keep pulling the gun out on the monsters. He did the same thing with the monster that did this to him.
Oh yeah, the nurse. Yeah.
He stayed pulling out his gun when they're ineffective, and then I don't even know if that's even.
Well, 'cause Smiley was the one that he killed with the worms, right?
Right.
And we never knew what happened to Smiley's body. Do we? It was just there 1 minute, and then some people
disappeared.
saw them with the cockroaches, and then it disappeared.
Because you remember Randall saw them taking the body somewhere. Didn't they intend to burn it? And then that's how Randall saw. Remember Randall saw it, and then he kidnapped Donna and tied her to a tree.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I
But then
forgot.
remember, they left the body in the hospital,
Yeah.
and then one moment it just wasn't there.
No, it was there. Remember, because they went to bury it. That's how. And Randall saw them. He was spying on them. They had wrapped the body in their white sheets, and then that's what made Randall feel like that Donna was a bad person. This was in
Yeah.
season 2, and then he kidnapped Donna and tied her to the tree, and was like, "You gonna tell me something?" Because he saw him. But I thought their intent was to burn the body or do whatever they were gonna do with it. But yeah, I mean, the last freaking episode, man. And we're about to wrap this up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Crazy thing is gonna happen this episode if you have to guess. Crazy thing is gonna happen. What do y'all? The crazy if crazy thing.
They're finally gonna reveal this connection between Tabitha and Miranda.
Okay.
And I don't think it's gonna be she's Miranda or she's Eloise. It might be something completely different that we never even thought about before.
I would like the teenager in white to tell Victor the same thing that he was telling Christopher. But wait, he heard it already. So maybe the teenager in white telling it to Jade. I'm sorry, yeah, Jade. I would like to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple things. I want to see some main characters die, and then I want to see a monster get killed this episode.
Yeah.
because they spent too much damn time on them, killing a monster, busting it open, getting a bio, putting it on bullets. Even and that was all season 2, and then this
Right.
season, Boyd was talking about I'm going to create a trap to kill a monster, to catch one of these monsters, and they just completely abandoned that idea
Right.
this season. So I want to see him if he's in that tunnel. I want to see him try to kill a monster,
Yeah.
or whatever. But like I said,
How?
final question: do y'all think the season could the show go on if they kill Boyd? Could this show go on? Because I'm how far can boys do we?
I don't think they'll kill him though, because they said our intent is not to kill you, it's to break you.
But I don't think they can kill him.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't think. Okay. I said I don't think you're saying you don't think they can. Okay.
Because I'm just wondering. Like I feel like I don't know if he has the worms or not. But if they cut him, well, they did cut him in a damn barn.
Mm-hmm.
So why you can't kill him then? Because my thing is, if their goal really is to break the people in the town, what's going to break the town the most? Killing Boyd. Like that whole like just torturing Boyd. If your goal really is to break the people in the town, especially at this point, killing Boyd would do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was send the whole damn town overboard. Why they won't do it? And then audience, what do y'all think? Is this the kind of show that if they kill Boyd, do you think that the show could go on and they could, keep the show going with the other characters or whatever? Because I just feel like there's got to be some more significant deaths in this season, because they keep talking about it's gonna be wild, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and I feel like last episode they didn't give us anything besides the last few minutes.
Oh, where Smiley the whole Tabitha thing.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm,
And a lot of people felt that way. They was like, it was a good episode. Wasn't bad. It wasn't good. But then them last 10 minutes where we saw that whatever was happening between Tabitha and Victor's mom, and that him hugging her, that it gave us something. Yeah.
Not the boar worms.
Yeah. But y'all family, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And we're going to try to come to you guys with a crazy video. Margot's got some crazy ideas. I don't want to say crazy. She has some great ideas. And we're going to try to come to y'all on Thursday with that video. We may even try to sneak a live in there.
I don't know.
What?
We're going to go see Gladiator, remember?
We seeing Gladiator on what, Thursday?
Yeah. At 7.
Oh, well, we might have to do our video
We'll
on
do
Friday.
it later. Okay.
On Friday then.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, our watch is ended. Thank y'all for tuning in. And as always,